create a vibrant and colorful farmers market inspired spread with me, Shayda Campbell, and Arrtx acrylic markers. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel where art is fun, not scary. My name is Shayda, and this week we're trying out acrylic markers from Arrtx. So you might hear it in my voice, but I have a pretty bad cold this week, and so I wanted to just do a fun, very low stress, low key sketchbook exercise. Arrtx just sent me a pack of 120 acrylic markers. This is the anime colors set, so they're really bright and vibrant. And all I want to do is try them out and have a chill, relaxing time, no pressure. Okay, so I'm drawing the ugliest flower ever to start. But really what I'm doing here is just color testing. And as I put some color on this scrap paper, you can see how vibrant and smooth the ink is. It's actually wild, and you don't have to shake these paint markers, these acrylic markers. I repeat, you do not have to shake them. They're really easy to store. They come in a case perfect for storing them. And truly, drawing with them is such a joy. So that's what I'm all about today, just having some fun, some chill fun. And I thought the colors in the anime set are so vibrant, I thought it would be fun to do a farmer's market spread. So I just wrote, "See you at the market," in the center of my sketchbook page here. And then I'm going to start by drawing some cute little tomatoes. All we have to do for the tomatoes is draw a bunch of circles, color them in, but leave a big old highlight. I just think a highlight always looks more arty. Arty, is that a word? And then we're going to connect them with green stems, and we're going to put little X's or starbursts on top to look like leaves. As I draw these delicate stems, you can see how effective that brush tip is. You can use it to do large color areas, but also that fine point does those really delicate areas. And I was putting green right over top of red, which is kind of crazy. These are so opaque, wonderfully opaque. And I thought I would add some cute carrots. So for the carrots, we're just going to do very long, messy carrot shapes. And then I wanted to do a little shading. I used a really light peach to start. And then I kind of added a little bit of a dark orange. I thought maybe that's a little too dark. So I've got my color tester over here, scrap paper, I should say. Sounds quite official. The color tester, the scrap paper there, allows me to check my colors before I add them. And then because I felt I went too dark, I just went over that dark orange with this kind of medium orange. And then I actually felt I added too much shading. So I went back in with the light orange and lengthened the bottom of that carrot. So you can see how crazy opaque they are. And you can also blend the color a little while it's wet, which is really nice. And I did that at the bottom of that carrot. And then here I am just adding some little fronds to the top of our carrots, and the brush tip is really good for that delicate work as well. I haven't done a lot of planning here, so I'm just trying to think of cute stuff we would buy at the market. And one thing I love to get is canned foods in jars. So I'm just sketching really in pencil, a cute little jar with a bit of fabric on the top. It's basically just a rounded square, the jar is, and then I'm able to use the brush tip to make some areas of that jar really thin, others a little thicker, and that helps to give the look of glass as well as a delicate label. And then you can see me using the brush tip to lightly outline the fabric, and then I'm using thicker lines, which come really easily with that brush tip, to create a gingham pattern. I just did some messy vertical lines, kind of following the shape of the fabric, and then some thick horizontal lines, also kind of curving a little bit with the shape of the fabric. And I think this needs to be a jar of pickles because I just love dill pickles, and I canned some myself this fall. And so we'll use this green. One thing I'm doing to create color harmony within this sketchbook piece is always using the same color of green for all the vegetables. And I'm just sketching in some messy curving pickle shapes. You can see how smooth that ink flow is as I create these pickle shapes. And then the dry time is really quick. We can go right over almost immediately with a lighter green and just do a few dots there to give the pickle skin some texture. And then same thing on the top. I'm going to add a little red ribbon, and you can see how opaque that red is on top of the blue. And the blue, of course, has completely dried, so I can add more ink right away. Just to note, these acrylic Arrtx markers are amazing on all different surfaces. You can try them on wood, glass, fabric, dark paper, and they will be 20% off during Amazon Prime Days. So look for them on October 7th and 8th and enjoy 20% off. Next up, I want to share my drawing technique for cute raspberries or blackberries every time. You're going to create this little lumpy berry shape and then just fill it in with circles. Color those circles red or purple. And as you fill in the shape with circles, you create the kind of texture and shape of the berry, the blackberry or raspberry, and leave a little negative space between those circles, and it gives it a nice effect. And it's a really easy way to draw a blackberry or raspberry. Oh, I'm trying to hold my pen properly, and it's not easy for me. I've gone back to the old way, but you will see me throughout my new videos trying to hold my pen the regular way, not the cool way like I usually do. Just kidding. Yeah, I'm trying to get a bit better about holding my pen the proper way, but sometimes I sort of drop it or something. Anyway, I'm going to draw some sunflowers here. So I've just started with a lumpy circle for the center, and then we just go around and add a whole bunch of petals. And the trick to creating a realistic flower, I find, is just to do a few lines in between some of those thicker petals, and it gives a nice effect, and it creates the look of, this big wild flower. Or organic flower, I should say. And then I'm just testing out a few browns, and we're going to put some light brown dots on the center, or maybe a few lines along the petals, and that kind of adds to the shape of those petals. And we'll add our green stems and leaves, again using the same green to create color harmony within our piece. And then, okay, I just said we're using the same green. I'm actually going to reach for a lighter green here to do a cabbage or lettuce leaf. And I just do a line with these little lines, pairs of lines coming off it. And then we take that other green, the singular green that we've been reaching for, and we're going to go around, draw this big lumpy leafy shape, and those light green lines will become the veining lines at the center. You could also use purple for those center lines to create a Swiss chard kind of look. I think that would be cute. I don't think it would be a trip to the market without strawberries, and it is my dream to draw strawberries where I can layer a light color on top of a dark to create those realistic seeds. So let's see how it goes. We're going to start with a medium pink and just do kind of heart shapes, color them in, and then take a really light color, like a light pink, and do those dots for seeds. Isn't that crazy? I didn't have to wait at all. The dry time is so quick, and these colors are so opaque that I could use a light color on top pretty much right away. I used a red to do an outline, and then here's what I really love. I can use the red with that delicate brush tip to just do a shading line on the sides of those seeds, and that makes for the cutest, most realistic strawberry. Still very illustrative, but very, very cute, I think. And I love the way those seeds turned out. So there you have it, 2 strawberries. Now I'm kind of trying to figure out what else I can do on this market page. I did add a little bit of light gray for shading on the jar and kind of touched up the ribbon or the fabric on top. I'm just trying to think of what other veggies or fruits would we buy at the market. Maybe I need a dark green, herb, like thyme. I'm sort of using a bluish green just to add some, a darker color up here. That's kind of cute, just doing lines with little X's and lines. And then I realized over here, I probably only have enough room to lengthen the tomato. So if you have some dead space and you don't have room for another complete illustration, add another carrot, add another tomato. Down here, I'll do a little hot pepper, just doing that messy pepper shape. And then, sorry, my camera cut out, but I'm back now. And for the top, you just want to do that little hat on the top of the pepper, and then that curving stem. And you can do peppers in various colors. You could do a whole bunch of these in reds and yellows and oranges. Do a little shading there. But this is starting to look like a full sketchbook page, and I'm really happy with it. Let me grab a pen, and we'll use a fine liner to go over that center bit. I'm going to do "See you at the farmer's market" and sign it and date it. And then I had an idea that I kind of wanted to add a bit of shading to some of the illustrations, and you can always reach for a crazy color, shade the green with purple, shade your carrots with a bit of blue if you want. I added a bit of brown to the carrot and tomato just by doing a simple, slightly thick line on the left-hand side of stuff, or you could do all your shading lines on the right if you want. You can create so much depth And then while I had my black pen out, I just added like a sketchy black line to those sunflowers, and I did a label on the jar. And okay, I think I'm actually done now. I never know when I'm finished. Remember, the coloring page / reference image is available on patreon.com/Shayda Campbell. It's just $3 a month to sign up. I'm sick this week, guys. Bear with me. And if you would like to purchase these beautiful markers that I like so much, you can find them on Amazon. And for Amazon Prime Days, which is October 7th and 8th, you'll enjoy 20% off. That's coming up very soon. So enjoy the 20% off on these awesome markers. I know a lot of you are just as excited about this product as I am. So don't forget about those Prime Days. Thanks for watching, friends. I'll see you soon with a new tutorial.